Well, hello, everyone. How are you? Day 104, I think. All right, we're back. L is on an 8 stream streak. Yo, thank you very much. Thank you for the support, obviously. Obviously, thank you. Good to see you back on. Yeah, I did a casual co-working stream. I didn't actually do like work. I was putting my new studio together. I have not finished because I was cooking since I ended my co-working stream. Yeah, anyways, we're gonna spend some time. I need to still set up my studio. There's a lot of work left to be done. Volume is a bit low. Ooh, thank you. Hold on. Testing. No, that's not it. Hello. Maybe I just need to speak more into the mic. Howdy says Fed, and you said volume is a bit low, so hopefully I can fix it. Tell me if the audio mix is okay right now, or if I might need to turn down the cider music. Hold on. Okay, this is where I'm at right now. Let me know if I just made it worse or better. L says my taxi will be here in under 10 minutes, and then I'll head out. But I got my fisheye. Oh, nice! Congrats. Show us when you take some photos. Let me know. It's even lower now. What? What did I do? Oh wait, is it this monitor button? Hold on. I don't think this should do anything. The music is fine actually, just voice is a bit low. Okay, can you tell me, did anything change right now? Because I'm turning down one of the dials, but I thought it was more for the monitor as opposed to what goes into the microphone. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm gonna speak at a normal tone, but I'm gonna keep lifting this guy up. Okay, I think this is helping. Testing. Hello. Have I fixed my situation? Can you hear my voice beautifully? Alice is back to normal. Where are you heading to in 10 minutes? Okay, good, says Fed. Thank you very much. Namaste, I think they say. Thank you very much for your help. And thanks for joining another stream. It feels so cool. It feels very validating when you guys hop in here just to say hi. Even if you, I get it, everyone's got stuff to do. Life is unpredictable. But whenever you guys pop in just to say hi, it does feel very good. So thank you guys. Oh, there's my cats. So guys, something arrived in the mail. And what would it be? Look at this beautiful thing. Oh my god, it looks so rustic. It looks so cool. It's so badass. Our little steampunk guy has arrived. L sent in the hangout chat. All right, I'm gonna have to check out this photo that L sent over. King says Hakuna Matata. Thank you. I think that's in response to my namaste. Yes, so some big news. Bigly news. It's the fact that my lights have shown up. So we got the creative light here, and then I've got this cat light, which took me way too long. This was the most torturous thing I've done in a long time. My fingers are killing me, but I put the cat thing together. I think I need to figure out how to place it somewhere nicely. The light isn't that strong, or I think the way I have it set up, it's pretty dimly visible. So I think I need to figure out. Also, I didn't know where to place it, so. Fed, you said I'm joining for a bit now, going out filming later. Oh yeah, let us know how the ZR. Feel free to pop if you're in the Discord. Feel free to share any captures in the Discord. Al says heading to Norway to work tomorrow. Nice, taking the ferry. I'm assuming. I thought big news was Mrs. Jobel reveal. You gotta wait. You gotta wait on that one. Although technically my mom's visiting, so she would be considered Mrs. my last name, not my first, but she's the OG Mrs. I'm picking up the new bare bones rusty. Oh, that thing's coming. Yo, yours looks so cool. But I gotta say, this thing, it actually fits the vibe really well right now. I'm kind of pumped with what we got. Now I have to I have to make some changes. The bookshelf is empty, so I need to start populating it with stuff. Who knows what. So I had to do a bit of cleaning. That's what today's beginning of the stream will be, as I try to figure out what's the best way to make this look the best. As for this one, I still don't know. I've been kind of stuck when it comes to like, do I keep the camera and the lens as is? Because there is a nice play with the lighting from the left and the right with the orange and the blue. So it's not bad. It's just that I'm not using like a cinematic lens. It's just 20mm adapted to my Z6 III. So it's like nothing special, but the light does look good. But the other issue is that based on the placement, there's not anywhere that I can put some props, right? Within like, without it being completely bokeh'd out of this world. So yeah, I'm not sure. I have to figure this one out. Elle says, working on the ferry still, but do you like the cat I sent? Oh, let's check it out, sorry. And King's asking, are you tracking the Northern Lights? Oh yeah, I heard something about the Northern Lights today or tomorrow. Lights are cool, especially the steampunk one. Let me hop back over here. The Nikon bodies look lit. Yeah, the irony is that I'm using all my old school body. I say old school, but it's the Z6 and my D850, because all my main cameras are being used right now for the stream. So the irony. Did I get points for being first? Oh wait, I have so many things I need to do. First, I need to award Elle some PPs for being the first one here, and Elle sent something in the Discord. Let's go to the Discord first, and let me open this link. Nope. Oh my god, let's check this out. Yo, this is the fisheye? That's so crazy. I need to get a fisheye lens. Is this your cat? There's something about this. I would love to make a YouTube video with just the fisheye. There must be some really cool effects with it. Nice though. Congrats on getting the new lens to your crazy assortment of lenses. And then separately, let me make sure to award you some PPs. Clouds all over. There's an intruder in your house. Oh, that's my buddy. Yeah, so... Oh, by the way, guys, I think I'm going to get some new ink work done in the coming days. I'm quite excited. Quite excited. It was a bit impromptu, but I'm chatting with my buddy now because he is a master of the ink. And so he's been designing something just for me. I'm super stoked. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to get any more ink done in the next however long. So fingers crossed on that. Give me a second. I owe Elle some PPs. There you are. Alright, let's give you that 500 since you always gamble it all away anyways. Alright, congrats, Elle. Time to go to work, says Elle. See ya. Thanks for being here. I know the barber just gave you a sharp line up. Please stay dry. Time to literally look lit. Yes. Intruders wearing Yobel slides. Yeah. Mi casa is mi amigo's casa, as they say. Okay, so sorry, before we jump into like work stuff, like I said, I want to kind of situate my cameras. I have a bunch of things on the ground right now because I took all the books out of that that shelf. So I got to see what to place in this area to truly make it lit. But dude, I need a name for Mr. Steampunk. He just looks so awesome, but also very depressed at the same time. So I'm thinking I might keep him right there. Obviously I can shift him more to the left, but I figured in terms of composition, it's a bit evenly spaced between him and my cat to the edges of the screen. So, and then technically I guess I could zoom out even more. So we could zoom out more, but I don't know if there's any good effect to doing that, because I'm not sure what I want to place to the left of Mr. Steampunk. So plus I think when we zoom in a bit, it kind of makes it feel a bit more, dare I say, cinematic. So yeah, I think we'll do something like this. We're filming in some open storage rooms outside of an old coffee factory, so we'll keep mostly dry, I think. Testing the 6400 ISO. Nice. Yeah, let us know the how it turns out. Hopefully, actually, it would be so cool to be able to shoot in the snow or in the rain. But yeah. Okay, so like I said, there's a few things I need to do, including just having to stand up and set up my bookshelf. Before I do that, I might as well see. I got this in the mail as well. I bought a bunch of things from this website, the Creative Lighting. So these are just those like LED strips or whatever. But I was thinking maybe I can attach it to the top of one of these bookshelves to add some extra lighting. We'll see. Because this one, I have some lights already, but the problem is they're somewhat dim and they are battery powered, and I prefer just having some USB-C related ones. So it's lit evenly there, but not very high, so testing the high base ISO. No model, sadly. It will be pouring down outside, and the rooms are open on each side, so it'll be cool atmosphere, just one actor snooping around. Man, I'm kind of jealous. I think filming in the rain is always amazing, especially if I had the ZR when it's raining. Actually, one of my favorite things was walking around Vietnam and just doing all the people street shoots, especially in the rain, because everyone's got their bamboo hats, you got all the neon lights and all the other shop lights everywhere. It's such a vibe. King saying, for local gigs, how do you pack your gear in your M2 competition? What is M2? Why am I having a brain fart? How do you pack your gear in your M2 competition? I have no idea why, but my brain cannot compute what you mean by M2 competition. Mark II? But generally speaking, I just pack. There's nothing special to it. I just pack it in my my Gitzo backpack, or now with the Pidgeotech backpack, which I'm still testing out. And then I have one of those rolling. I had the big rolling suit. It's not a suitcase, but you put your like C stands and everything. Oh, no, not the C stands. You put some of the extra lights and stuff in it. That works pretty well. BMW M2. What is this? BMW? Dude, I don't know the first thing about cars. I don't know much about anything. BMW M2. The M2 competition. Okay. I mean, this car looks badass. But what do I know? So now let me read it. How do you pack your gear in your M2 competition? Yo, I pack my gear in my beautiful Tesla Uber that pops up. That's all. Or sometimes the Toyota, that minivan. He's gonna wear a Nightcore headlight on low, mostly just... Oh, that's so cool. If you guys have a smoke machine, I wonder if you can make a smoke machine work. Yeah, how would it work with smoke, like a haze effect with a headlamp and rain? Either way, I don't know. It sounds so cool, though, what you're about to do. All right, so I think I need to make a quick adjustment to Kimbap over here. Yes, you, buddy. Just gotta push this back a little bit. There we go. We have a light. I still don't know where to place it though. So there's a light right there. So you see that little kitty? Yeah. I don't know where to place that cat, but it's technically a nice little night light, which I can use as well. But the problem is the placement of it is so far away from Kimbap that it just becomes a blurred mess. And obviously I can raise the aperture, but I think it just kind of takes away. I like having a low aperture. So yeah, I'm not sure. Fed says we're going very light, just us two. It's a test really, just to make a little short film for fun. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm so excited for you guys. I think, yeah, it makes more sense instead of over planning or doing too much. Just go with it. I can't get over how cool this steampunk light is, though. It just looks so badass. King's asking for your lights. Are you aperture or Nanlux? I am neither. I use what's the name of it? Zhiyun. I use all Zhiyun products. And if you'd like, you can go to my website here under exclamation mark gear, and it takes you to all the lights that I use for my studio. I know a lot of professionals use aperture. I know a lot use Godox. I do have a Godox trigger, and I think I do have one Godox, like I have some speed light, but for my studio setup, it's all Zhiyun. I kind of like the Zhiyuns, especially the ones that I use for traveling, because they're like the one I use here. So the one that I have up here, it's a tiny, tiny little thing. Actually, for both my main key light and this one, I think this one's 100 watts and this is 60 watts, I believe. But both are super, super portable. I don't know if all the brands are like that, but I do like it a lot. One thing I wish it had was a remote. Maybe it does, and I've just never double checked, but if there was a remote feature, that'd be nice. Otherwise, it served me well. Godox are very nicely priced here. I always thought it was more expensive. Maybe I'm wrong. You get more for the money. I use budget lights, so I chose aperture. Gotcha. Well, there's a company out here that uses Zhiyun, and I would like to build up a relationship with some of these brands. So I figure I should go with the one that's being repped out here. So, excuse me. Oh my god. I'm overheating with these headphones on. Okay. Aperture are great too. Yeah, I know a lot of people use aperture. I remember when I was looking at a bunch of YouTube videos to learn about lighting and composition and stuff, a bunch of the YouTubers were using aperture. Some use Godox, and then as of recently, a lot of the videos I was watching, they were using Zhiyun. So I don't know if Zhiyun's been doing some kind of push with like content creators, but yeah. Okay, this light is pretty straightforward. I don't need to read instructions for it. Come on. All right, let's see. I've never heard of Zhiyun. Yeah, Zhiyun is pretty good. It's Zhiyun. Godox has tons of different lights in different categories, so you can go cheap or expensive. Yeah, the like I said, I'm a fan of the Zhiyun. It's served me well, but it's coming from someone who hasn't had enough experience testing all the other brands, so it's all about comparison, right? And I guess I can't do a good one. Like I said, the only feature I wish these lights had is just the remote feature, so that way I have to keep reaching over there and I hit the button and I'm always nervous that I'm about to push the lamp. It's on a C-stand, but you're always, I don't know, I just don't want to touch it. I just want to be able to turn the light on and off. Yeah. Okay, let me see where I could place this light where it can still look good. You want to test the Aperture Nova 2. Ooh. Okay, maybe I put it on the... I might put it on the top shelf or the middle shelf. It wouldn't look too bad, I think. Look. Yeah, I feel like those lights are a little bit out of place, so I might have to take them off. I'm not sure. That light will make Yobel switch. Nice, thank you very much. When we are just us two, me and my actor buddy doing tests, we might just bring a 60 watt with a silicone diffuser and do the rest with practical lights like flashlights, dramatic lighting. That sounds pretty cool. It's so easy when you can use an 80 watt with the batteries. 60 watts, gotcha. Yeah, I think this one's a 60 watt and then my main one's 100 watt, and honestly, I don't think you rarely need to use it on, like, I usually use it on like the lowest setting, and it's fine. Guten Abend, Dator. Thank you for being back here. Appreciate it. The Amaran Ray 60C looks compact for something like that. Okay. All right, so basically I'm just setting up my cameras right now. Trying to figure out lighting situation, what to do with this extra, this source. Although is there a flicker on this? Let me see. There might be a subtle flicker. I do see a little bit of flicker there, but to be honest, it's not the biggest deal in the world. So I'm okay with it. For now, where should I place this light? Place it here. I feel like I should place it near the cat, just so it makes a bit more sense, like the cat's reaching up to it maybe. So there could be a little bit of like a... yeah, some connection there. King says, Fed, I don't think I can tell my friends I use Godox. I don't know what they would say. Wait, what? Is Godox a bad... does it have a bad reputation? I thought Godox was like a... again, goes to show I don't know anything, right? I thought Godox was supposed to be a good one. Fed says, yeah, we use an older Godox. That Amaran was not out yet. The Godox is just a bit bigger, but it is completely silent. Okay. I've heard of Amaran. Godox is great. I mean, that's what I thought. I'll show you guys this light, though. Oh my god. This was such a nightmare to put together. I'm not an arts and crafts guy, and it required like a bunch of these little, I don't know if you guys can see, in between there's like these little cross pieces, and you had to punch them out. This whole thing's made out of like very light wood, and you had to punch out these little crosses and then use them as the little lynch to connect each point. And it was not the easiest thing. You had to like shove each piece in there without snapping the actual wood. And especially as you stack it up, you can imagine if I put any pressure, if I push too hard, you're worried that you're going to snap the pieces underneath. And to make matters worse, two of these layers, they didn't cut it properly. So the holes didn't match. The holes didn't match where these little connecting buttons are located. So I struggled so much. My fingers are killing me right now. But ultimately I got it to work kind of. And I guess this is, I thought maybe it was like a plug, but it's just a battery powered light. Yo, Honyasu, thank you very much. Thank you for not only doing the raid, thank you for being the first one to give me a raid with my new alerts and everything. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, Honyasu. Shout out to Honyasu. Thank you for always supporting me. Yes. We're just doing a casual stream here because I got a few lights that came in the mail. So one, for instance, you'll notice here, we've got a new steampunk. I don't know what we're going to call this guy, but Mr. Steampunk over here is just chilling on the shelf. Oh, wait, it could be like there's the elf on the shelf. Maybe there's a play on that. I'm not sure. My brain no good right now. But you get it. So we got this casual, cool light here. So I've taken all the stuff off my bookshelf. So basically I'm spending some time to reorganize, redecorate, and all that kind of stuff. And then the second light that I put together from the same company, that Creative Lighting, is this cat thing. And I was complaining earlier that this was not easy to put together. It took me a long time, and my fingers are just killing me. Also, it's not an LED, or it's not a plug. I thought it'd be like battery or plug powered or whatever. It's just a battery powered. So I have to keep that in mind. I don't know how long it lasts. And also the light is pretty dim. So I have to kind of think about where to place it such that the light is a bit more visible. So we'll see. Yo, Swiss Army Cinema is here. Welcome back, Swiss Army. Swiss says he needs a costume to be the elf on the shelf. Yo, technically, I guess I could put I could put a little Christmas hat on Mr. Steampunk. That's not a bad idea. We gotta be on in the festive mood, right? Welcome back, Swiss Army. Hopefully, I don't know if you're kind of in the throes of or I guess I don't know what stage you are in the project where you went to Uganda. I'm assuming you're in the post editing stage right now or production stage. I don't know, but hopefully the content you captured from Uganda is fantastic. Fed in the chat is about to head out to shoot with his ZR. So we got a bunch of ZR. We have the Z Army. Oh, that's a good that's a catchy name. Oh my god, we need to coin that. We've got the Z Army in the chat. I gotta write that down and let Nikon know. Honyasu says I would call him Brad. You know what? That's not bad either. You know what? If I was a bigger streamer, we would totally do some kind of we'd do some kind of competition on what the name of the name of Mr. Steampunk should be. Brad's not bad. They really pushed the contrast in those product photos of that cat one, made it look so bright. Yeah, right? Hold on a second. We gotta double check so I'm not going insane. King's asking, are you considering getting a faux neon LED light for decorative use? Maybe. I mean, I have my... I don't know, when you say neon... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm open to anything. But yeah, we have our Yobel Prize logo, or that branding up there. So it used to be in the mid shelf. I'm moving it up because I do a bunch of cat stuff now. Like I'm trying to do a lo-fi catnap channel. So I figure removing my name from here makes sense. But for my stream, at least it's still there. It's a little bit too cropped, but whatever, you know. We'll keep moving things around. I might shift my camera up a little bit as well to compensate. I'm not sure. And again, this is my problem child. Kimbap is my problem child as well, but the camera setting here, because the lighting, the colors look really nice. Composition, I don't mind, but there's no product placement area. I just got the little cat toy, you know, in front, in the little space there, but there's nothing else around here that I could place something without it looking too blurred and too out of the way. So I'm not sure. I might think about, do I put the cat bed further away? Do I put it more towards the bookshelf? Do I use like a 50mm lens, like something a bit more cinematic? I'm not sure. Swiss says, just saw the first edit of our first video, officially changing my name from Swiss to Zed. Nice. Yeah, man, you're gonna have like, you're gonna be one of the first to have a proper film shot with the Zed. When you're done with it, do share, obviously. I would love to share it to the Nikon people out here to let them know. Oh yeah, sorry, I want to look up, I need to look up this creative lighting. Because it might have been misleading, you know? Yeah, look at this guy. This was definitely... Well, maybe it's because it's maybe it's more noticeable... I was gonna say maybe it has to be darker and then you can notice it a bit better. Or maybe I need to somehow push this more inside. I don't know. I feel a little bit gypped by this particular product. Now the steampunk thing, yo, that's fire. This thing is absolute fire. This thing, I feel like I gave up a life to make this. Let's see. Maybe... Because this is all it is. This is what it comes with, right? It's just this measly... It's like a necklace. And I don't know if there's any, maybe there's some other settings on this guy I'm not aware of. Maybe there's a dial. Is that making it brighter? There's a little button here that I can twist. I don't think I did anything noticeable, so. The only thing I really need to look out for tonight is flicker from those light fixtures. I already set the ZR to 172.8 degrees shutter angle to match 50 hertz for tonight. Oh, interesting. You know, I haven't had to deal with that yet. So to adjust, when you're in shutter angle, you just have to, okay, you just adjust the degrees to match. You have that auto flicker mode that works in RAW. Nice. Sent the first edit on Discord. Oh, let's check this out. First, let me figure out what to do with this guy, though. Oh, shoot. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. I think I just broke the light just from it. I was holding it and then it just fell and hit the side. And now the light turned off. Oh, thank God, it's still there. This is so flimsy. I gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed by this light concept. I'm about to lose my mind trying to get this shit to work. And the problem is this box, it doesn't fit in the slats, right? And the instructions were complete garbage. They gave me like 4 sentences on how to put this together. If they had told me in advance, maybe I could have seen, can I fit this in somewhere? Actually, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm not sure what to do with this guy. Anyways, not ready for Nikon yet though. This is just the first 1-minute social post. Oh yeah, let's check this out. So it's on Discord. Okay, so it's on iCloud. Can I watch this or can I open this? Let me see. Okay, let me switch. So this is from Swiss Army Cinema. Oh, I have to download it? Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can... Alright, it's downloading. Let's check this out. All right, so hopefully you guys can see. Let me just double check. Am I doing the right things here? Cool. All right, so this is from Swiss Army Cinema. So if I understand correctly, you're saying this is like a first draft of some cut for social posting for the film project you guys worked on in Uganda. Yo, I'm so excited. So this was all... Wait, was this all shot in ZR then? Is that right? Or hold on, you said not ready for Nikon yet, though. This is just the first minute. I see. So this is with the ZR, just not ready for production. Fed says 180 degrees is, of course, 1/48. 172.8 is 1/50. Gotcha. The autoflicker removal makes tiny adjustments while filming in case the lights are not fully stable. Yeah, I haven't tried with the ZR, but with the Z8, Z9, Z6 III, I've definitely had to play with the micro adjustments for the flicker. I did a wildlife shoot for some Blackiston fish owls in Japan, and they had some lights set up that you had to match the frequency to. Yeah, it was really challenging. All right, let's check this out. Burns are the 5th most common cause of non-fatal child. Okay. I see. Man, the quality is fantastic. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys could hear it properly because I've split out the audio and stuff. I might need to, do I need to create another audio source? Give me a second. Let's create an extra. The Mac OS audio capture. Call it audio QuickTime. QuickTime, where are you? Actually, no, this would be Finder. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me try again.
Help them too.
When we saw it, I thought there's something we can do. We said, okay, we're going to pay everything. The services are free. We did the surgery with a team of 5. It was amazing.
When I first saw her stand after the surgery, I thanked God. I want others to see if they helped Gloria, they can help them too.
Yo, fantastic, man. This is amazing. Yo, if you need an extra videographer guy or whatever, sign me up next time. Yeah, because I would love to do these types of projects. I think it's a good mission. It's good technical skills, right? Just personally, you're obviously getting good practice in. I like these kinds of stories in general. Yeah, like I just like documentary style. Fantastic. Fed says looks superb. Yes, I agree. Oh wait, I don't have the emote for this. We're building new emotes. Swiss Army, we got some new emotes. I think it's available on the YouTube side as well. Although I think there was some issue, so I might need to re-upload them. We got new alerts as well. Just FYI, since you've been gone, we got new alerts, new emotes, new badges. Yeah, I hired an artist on Fiverr, Meben, Mheben. Love it a lot. So yeah, you will notice it a lot in Japan since they have neon everywhere. Yeah, you know the weirdest thing about Japan is they don't have trash cans anywhere. It is absurd. One of the guys I was traveling with, he's a chronic smoker. And that was the second thing. One is not having trash. And then 2, there's also nowhere that you can smoke in public. You have to go into specific smoking rooms and you have to find them. They're not anywhere throughout the cities. And so you have to go find a smoking room and then smoke from there and then come out. And so we had to wander block after block to look for a trash can and also look for a place for him to smoke a cigarette. It's like, damn, Japan's so weird. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good disincentive. But the trash can, I don't understand. I don't know why you wouldn't put more trash cans everywhere. 6K60 R3D Z Army. Yes, we've coined it here. It was coined today, December 9th, Tuesday, at, I think around 8 p.m. The Z Army. That is what we are. So, and to be actually, yeah, since you have army in your name, Swiss, I guess you would be like the general or something. I don't know. The Legion. We're the ZR Legion. But yeah, great job, man. So you said this is like the 1 minute post, and then you guys are working on the broader one. So gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing. And let's go back to Musica. All right, so I'm struggling with this freaking cat thing in terms of how to light it properly. And this is also so annoying. It's like you drop it once and then it just like dies on you. Come on. Swiss says, will do. I hear Thailand is next. Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Wait, where's the music? And again, this thing... Look how flimsy it is. And now it's flickering. How do I... Okay. I think placement-wise, this looks decent. The other placement I was considering was on the cat tree in the far background, just kind of putting it there. But the problem is this thing is not the sturdiest, so all it takes is my cat jumping up there one time, and it's probably going to fall over and all that fun stuff. So even the steampunk guy, I need to put some tape to lock it in place, because I'm a bit nervous. It doesn't feel like it feels like it can tip over at any point. So Fed says, yeah, I heard Japanese are so used to that they carry their trash around in their bags and purses and such after eating on the fly. So weird. Then they bring the trash home after being out and about. Yeah, it is the most bizarre. I can't understand the logic behind it. Because wouldn't you want more trash cans if you want your city to be clean? Because like, wouldn't you be incentivizing people to just be like, oh, okay, F it, I'm just gonna drop the litter somewhere, hope nobody notices. But maybe it's like a culture where people just don't want to do stuff like that. I have no idea. It's just, give me more trash cans. I'm not asking the world here. Swiss says, yeah, we have 4 days of content. We came away with so much footage. Nice. Well, congrats on that. The whatever or whoever or how the team that put that 1 minute together, fantastic job. Like, that looked crisp. Kavai says, what's up? I'm at the mall. Yo, thank you, Kavai. I think Kavai, I'm pretty sure you have a streak or something in terms of how many days or how many streams you've been watching or tuned in. So thank you very much. Enjoy the mall. Right now, I'm just working on a few things here. We've got our new steampunk, Mr. Steampunk over here, and I need to redecorate the bookshelf. So I'm just kind of, I might step away from the microphone as I put this together, because now I'm trying to think, what do I do with the lenses up top? Maybe I drop the lenses down. Oh, I can also, okay, we're gonna try some things. Now that Mr. Steampunk is here, I don't know if the light coming from Mr. Steampunk is bright enough to kind of light up Nala. Maybe I need to bring him closer, but this could mean that the light above Nala, I might be able to point it towards the bookshelf a bit better so that it brightens it up a bit, because it's pretty dark right now. So if you look here, it's fairly dark. So I could use that light tilted more that way now that we've got Steampunk over there lighting shit up. 27 right now. Yeah, says Kavai. Oh, nice. Damn. Fed says maybe just don't get enough people to empty the trash in their huge cities. Not enough people accepting those jobs. Yo, I would accept the job if they... I don't know how much they pay, but if I can stay in Japan for like a year or two, I would love that. How would this look? Nah, that just looks a little awkward. My concern is once I place this, I can't, it's got those sticky things, like a magnetic stickies. So I need to place it once and then be proper about it. Is that the cat light you assembled? Yes, we got the cat light. It took way too much time to set it up, and it's not really that bright in terms of the lighting. So I'm slightly disappointed by the amount of work that I put into it. But it does fit the space. I just wish it was a bit more brightly lit, because then you would have a light source on the left, you would have a light source on the right, and then I can maybe move the Yobel Prize sign a little bit more to the left for some balance. But yeah, okay, let me test out if I can adjust this light a bit. Oops. Okay, so let's say if we put a bit more light there. So at least the lenses are slightly more visible. How's my cat? Cat looks okay. Here, let's turn this off. Oh, that's so moody. Hold on. And then I guess maybe I should move the chat message. Yeah, I should move the chat box. Chat box. Should move it over on this side maybe. Okay, so now the flicker is a bit more visible. Although, I don't know, part of me kind of doesn't mind the flicker. It's a bit more like a candle flicker. But I can look into this, I guess, if I want to adjust it. The Fed says the steampunk light looks cooler when it's moody. The light seems brighter. Yeah, you know, I do like this, actually, just having it without a light source. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me give it some thought here. Because it doesn't look half bad. The steampunk light looks cooler when it's moody. This light seems brighter. Yeah, like I actually don't mind it like this. Now the question is this, it's a light slightly too dark here, right? So, sent a funny screenshot. Let's check this out. And let me turn this off for now. Maybe the auto flicker removal is not on. Yeah, let me think, because it's set to 30 frames per second. Oh, I'm at 180 degrees. So wait, Fed, is this the example you're talking about? Do I need to switch it from 180 to something else? Or maybe I need to turn on the auto flicker. We'll check both in a second. And then separately, Swiss sent something. Swiss has, you watched 4,714 channels this year. That's 14 times the average viewer. Jesus, man. Well, thank you very much for including me in the 4,714 channels. Thank you. Okay, so let's figure out this flicker thing. First things first, let's see if the auto flicker is turned off. Can I access the menu from here? You guys might be able to see. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, you guys can see my settings. So right now I'm just shooting in the H.265 10-bit, 4K 30 frames, which should be fine. Everything else is set to 30 frames. So it might be the auto flicker. Let's see. Okay, so video flicker. Okay, video flicker reductions on auto. process pictures to reduce flicker when shooting in modes manual and shutter mode. No, it's... Swiss says 2026, your channel needs to be listed as the most watched. Yes, absolutely it must. Absolutely. Also, I had some good conversations about doing the live streams next year when we start traveling. So I'm definitely eager to find a crew who'd be willing to travel with me to do some of these kind of IRL wildlife live streams. So just keep that in mind. I'm a long ways from being able to put the pilot out, but it is something in the works. We've had some good conversations. Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday, but there's a few people I spoke with when I was in Nigeria for the Nikons that are launched there. And it seems like they can put me in touch with the right people that can then make this possible at a cheaper price. So fingers crossed there. Okay, how do we get rid of this flicker? It's at 30 frames. Okay, maybe the other option is I need to change the shutter angle. So let's see. Whoops. Okay, it looks like the flicker disappeared when I put it at 108. So help me understand the science behind that. Obviously things have gotten... Did it get darker as well? I'm not sure. Yo, this is quite moody. If you do 180 shutter angle, it should be fine. That's what I had it on. I had it on 180, but it was causing problems. Now I set it to 108, and we're good. We're Gucci at 108. If I go back to 180, the flicker is there, but it's slightly brighter. Yeah. Come on. So what is the science behind this? So if we're at 108, this might be a question for ChatGPT as well. Hello, Amber. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Let me know what's on your mind.
Okay, so I'm playing around with some new lights that I got. One is on a light bulb, and it's causing a flicker on one of my cameras when I'm shooting at 30 frames per second. Or like technically the 29.976 or whatever. And with this camera, it has shutter angles. So I was shooting at 180-degree shutter angle. However, I'm getting a bit of a flicker versus when I'm shooting with my other camera, which is also pointing at the same light source at 30 frames per second and most likely 1/60 shutter speed. There is no flicker on that camera. When I put the shutter angle to 108 on the first camera I was talking about, the flicker disappears. Tell me, is that okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So what's happening there is you're basically adjusting your shutter angle to sync up better with the light's flicker frequency. Different lights, especially depending on your region's power supply frequency, can cause that flicker, and tweaking the shutter angle just changes how the camera sensor is capturing that light. If 108 degrees solves the problem and you're not seeing any issues with the footage, then we're totally good to go. It's just a little adjustment to get rid of that flicker, and it's perfectly okay.
Not the most helpful thing. Okay, I guess you said try 172.8. It wasn't one of the options for me here, so I might have to turn on... Oh, no, sorry. It did have 172.8. So I tried 172.8. Flicker is still there. Let's see. So this is 172.8. Now, Let me switch it back to 180. I want to see if how big of a difference. 3, 2, 1. It looks roughly the same, actually. So between 180 and 172.8, it's about the same. Her voice is echoing like crazy. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I think I had it coming through my microphone and through the Chrome browser. And by the way, Fed, well, it's the H.265, but I am at ISO 6400 on this, just as an FYI. So I do have an ND filter attached, so I could always lift that one. So right now I'm shooting at 108 degrees, but I just don't know what that means. That light is very unstable if it doesn't work in both of those. Yeah, for instance, if we switch back here, it's perfect, right? There's no flicker whatsoever. Things look fine and dandy. Very moody. It's just that once we switch over to this guy, then it was flickering. But obviously, I just adjusted it to 108. Okay. I guess, look, until there's a real reason why that 108 will cause problems. Like, I thought maybe the problem would be that there's some weird, either too much motion blur or too little motion blur. But I guess I don't move around a lot when I'm sitting here anyways, so. Kavai says, algorithm, by the way, ALG, by the way, have you got gift for your family mother yet since she's visiting? I am the gift. She is coming to me, the present. But yeah, no, I don't actually have like a proper gift for her. It was just more like we're gonna spend time together, obviously. Yo, Mr. Butterfly, thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube. And that's what it looks like. Oh man, I like these alerts. Thank you very much for subbing. But yeah, no, obviously I'm going to be showing her around, making sure she has a good time and all that fun stuff. I'll be buying stuff for her throughout, but we're not like we're not like a gifting kind of family. My family's a little, we're different, okay? We're not like the most lovey-dovey or tradition, like holiday celebrating familial type family. So we're like more of a typical, you know, immigrant family coming to the States, and really it's just about sacrificing everything so you can have a good job, go to a good university, you know, do honor upon your family type thing. So, but yes, I'll make sure she has a good time. Obviously it's her first time as well, so it'll be fun to show her around. 108 is fine for stream. It only affects motion blur a bit and exposure. Yeah, the exposure is slightly, I guess, an issue. Motion blur, not so much. As far as I can tell. Test. Yeah. Here, let me try seeing what it looks like all the way this way. And then let's start dialing it back from here. Okay. It seems a bit bright on my face still, but... Okay, anyways, the point is this is what it looks like when I turn off the main light here. So it does look a lot moodier, but it's also obviously much darker. So I gotta figure out, are we comfortable with that? What do I do with this extra light? I can use it as a soft light, or like a... Yeah, I could use it like a fill light for me, I guess, maybe. Because right now I'm using this little Elgato light over here. Kavai says, I think I'll get sushi now since I'm watching at the mall. Yo, thank you very much for watching me at the mall. I appreciate that. But you'll hear the audio? Okay, cool. I'll keep talking then. Well, right now I'm just still brainstorming anyways. I don't know... Oh yeah, let's see if I can focus the light. Hold on. I did like having the light on my cat, though. Let's see if I move Mr. Steampunk closer. Man, this guy, Mr. Steampunk, this might be one of the best purchases I've made. This is a little bit of me trying to justify the purchase because it wasn't cheap, but it does look very cool. I still am leaning towards putting Mr. Steampunk more towards the left of the frame, though. Although I guess I'm somewhat open to... I'm not sure. I can see it both ways. Either way, I don't think Mr. Steampunk is bright enough to light up my cat properly. So we will need an extra light source still, regardless. Okay, let's see if I put him back. So cool. Oops. All right. Yeah, I think I'll keep Steampunk over there. I do need to tape him into place though. I'm not sure what I want to do to decorate. I kind of like the minimalist look and feel with it. Oh, so let's turn the light back on. Okay, so with the light back on, I agree with you, Fed, that you lose a little bit of that moodiness. Like, it does look so much... it looks more artistic when we didn't have this extra light on. But the problem is, my cat was a little bit too dark. Let me see what it looks like here again. So then now with the extra light on, obviously we're adding a bit... This feels a bit better in the sense of like things are a little bit more properly lit. Man, I can't get over how cool this frame... This looks so cool, Mr. Steampunk, man. Yeah, we need to get him an elf hat. Maybe if I can get a little miniature camera in his hands, that would be kind of cool. And I gotta figure out what to put to the left of him and to the right. Cameras could work, for sure. I have lenses, though. I have, Oh, yeah. I do have this other cat. So we could just, like, stack up cats here. I was thinking having multiple light sources might not look good side by side. Let's test it. You have to like smack the cat's ass and then it'll change functions. I guess, you know, in terms of like a minimalist look, having just these three things or those two things on the shelf and my cat, it doesn't look half bad. Here, let me turn off the chat. I'm going to turn off the chat on these guys just so I can better see what we're working with. That is pretty moody, though. But also, I guess this doesn't make sense. Or, like, I have so many books that I need to place somewhere. So if I don't put it on the freaking bookshelf, I gotta find space for it. Okay, how about this? What if I use... Here, let me look at the main space again. Sometimes I just need more time to think about these things. I'm a slow processor. Alternatively, I could put the Yobel price sign one level down. So, okay, I could put Yobel Prize logo in the middle shelf. Obviously, that way it's not cropped. It can still look pretty good, I think. And then the cat is just not bright enough. I guess I could hide a light behind it, though. Let's see. Yeah, even then, it's like barely visible. So, I don't know if it makes sense to put the cat there. What if we put the light here? Okay, then it doesn't look as bad. But then where would I put the cat if not there? I don't have many options. I guess I could put it on the ground. Here, let me turn off the chat here as well. So I could put the cat in this corner here. Oh, also, I was thinking I want to put the chess pieces there as well. So basically, yeah, okay. There's too many directions that I potentially can go, but we're just kind of in brainstorming mode here. So I'm thinking the first thing I want to test out is maybe... I'm thinking maybe let me adjust the key light to see if I can focus it right on Nala and not the bookshelves. Because even if the bookshelves here are fairly dark, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. It just means I can't show off as many things about like my, I don't know, personality wise or like the things that I collect. But you guys get the gist. Most of the things that are on the bookshelf right now are like my camera stuff. So it's not the worst thing. Especially, yeah, and then if we put the Yobel prize down one... Okay, let me do that first. I'm going to drop the Yobel prize down one level, and then the cat, I'm just going to have to put him somewhere else. I don't know where. Let's test it out. So, all right. You might not hear me properly because I'm going to be standing up now. King says Kimbap is looking cinematic. He doesn't look that bad, right? He looks pretty good here. Obviously, there's some stuff on the floor, but I think this is not bad. It's not bad. It's just there's not a lot I can work with this one. I think what I like about this camera or this angle is the fact that we're kind of not centering Nala. So we have a bit more of this kind of artistic feel where we get to place Nala off to the side, and then we've got some subjects on the left. We're also using a bit more of a tele lens. Not really, but it's like punched into about 30 millimeters, whereas Kimbap is at 20 millimeters. So there's a few things missing here, but the one thing that works on this shot is that we do have some nice lighting coming in on the left and the right side. I just don't, I don't have enough to work with Kimbap chilling here. My other option I was thinking is like, if I take Kimbap and I move him further this way towards the bookshelf, and then I lower my camera down a bit so it's a bit more eye level, and then if Kimbap's bed is more off over here, and if I use, let's say, like a 50 millimeter lens, and it can punch in, I can even put Kimbap's bed on top of this bookshelf, right? So where the chess pieces are sitting right now. Let me see. You can't see it from here anyways. Okay. So that is possible. I might have to do that off stream. So that's a consideration. So let me think about that. But thank you, King, for saying that. Kimbap is very cinematic. All right, let me move the Yobel prize sign down, and then we'll see. Okay. Actually, well, yo, this looks so cool. That's not bad. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, so I think it makes sense in this middle shelf. And then the question is, yeah, what do I do with those pieces? And the good news is that means I don't have to turn the light on the bookshelf, because obviously we're getting enough individual light sources that kind of need its space. So I think that should mean, listen, I'm just bullshitting here, so what do I know about lighting? But I guess to Fed's point from earlier, when I turn on the key light here, when I turn on the, I guess it's not the key light, but this fill light, it ends up bathing everything in a decent amount of light, which then detracts from the individual light sources, whereas I want them to be a bit more contrasted or a bit more prominent. So yeah, I think I don't want to have light pointing at the bookshelf at this point. I still don't know what to do with that. Yeah, because here you can see the cat. I set him on the ground there, but yo, that light is so dim. That is so disappointing, I gotta say. Okay, so then let's figure out what to do with all these lenses and stuff. I guess I could still put them behind the LED sign, just because it's black, so it should be fine. But let's see what it looks like if I put it on the lower shelf first.
Don't you mess with us, we're not afraid. Look at us, no, there is nothing to discuss. I'm not okay, but I'll get up. I know the way, no, I won't stop. I know this game.
I'm a bit torn. I don't know if it makes more sense to not have a bunch of props around Mr. Steampunk, because then it's like adding so much detail that it drowns him out, versus like a bit more minimalist. I'm leaning towards minimalist, although having a bunch of lenses and camera bodies around him, it could also kind of work because it kind of fits the aesthetic in some ways. But I'm leaning towards removing it. We're in pure brainstorming mode right now. I feel like maybe on the desk it's a little bit out of place. And it's also too close to Nala, so yeah, okay. Here, let me get rid of the cat first. Let's see. I'm kind of leaning towards not having the cat there, because then it's like we're simplifying the equation. Fed says lenses fit in the steampunk for sure, right? I don't know what the right, I don't know why, but there's something about it that could work. Even though I like the minimalist look, I guess maybe it's just like with all the lights and shadows, and if it reflects off of the lenses, it kind of looks like pipes, and yeah, yeah, like metal pipes and stuff. Fed says looks better with the lens and no cat. Yeah, okay, perfect. We'll do that. Thank you for the feedback. And then I just gotta figure out then what to do, or where should I place this cat? It could work by placing it just there, but it's just blurred out, or you know, it's just like overexposed or whatever there. So I'm not sure. Here, let's see. And then he's a little too big here. Yeah, it's not good. Actually, I'm kind of excited by this because this means there is room for improvements with Kimbap. There's room for improvement in terms of what do we do with the camera pointing at my second cat. He likes this cat bed, but everything else can change. We can change the placement of the cat bed. We can change what the bed is on top of. We can build him his own pedestal or a bunch of other things. So this is like for future thoughts, I guess, but yeah. Good boy. Okay, so still don't know what to do with this cat. How about... Oh, we got it. We got it. Top shelf it is. Okay, then actually this kind of doesn't look bad in terms of balancing, I guess, because now we get, yeah, it's a bit staggered light, so it's a little bit like at an angle, I guess. It's not the best balance, but it's like an okay balance. And then let me turn off. All right, we're making some progress. Fed says cat fits up there for sure. Yo, thank you. Okay, perfect. Then the only thing I can think of is maybe I might need to adjust this lens to be slightly more... There's too much space to the left of Mr. Steampunk now. And then you can see into my living room, so I probably do need to start putting stuff in the back there. Oh yeah, let's turn on the fill light. I want to see if I can point it straight up Nala only, while maintaining the lighting from Mr. Steampunk. Okay. Oh, this means I should be able to drop the lights. Hold on. So I should probably drop this light until around here before it gets visible. Okay. Fed says, yeah, it looks like H.R. Geiger alien design with pipes and stuff. Wait, let me Google that. I feel like I pronounced it wrong, but if someone pronounced it the right way, maybe I would recognize this. H.R. Geiger alien design. Oh, this guy actually did the alien stuff. Interesting. This was not necessarily the vibe I was looking for, but I accept it, you know? Okay. Too much light, so... Alright, we're going a little crazy here. Okay, still visible. Oh my god, what a workout. Okay, slightly visible. Alright, this should be the final touch. Fed says, hold on, I missed a few. King says, Yobo about to flex these lenses? Yeah, hells yeah we are. In the alien style. Nikon, please give Yobo cine lenses to test out. Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm getting ghosted by these guys. There's usually more people watching than chatting. Must be Nikon execs. Yeah. Maybe they'll give some pointers. They're taking notes right now. Okay, let me try one more time. I need to lift it slightly. It's basically out of the way, except for that guy. Then let's play with the light now. So I turn it off. Basically, I just want the light to touch Nala, but not so much on the desk. Or the lenses. I think this could be our best bet. Let me see. I think this is good. I think so. Hold on. Yeah, because now we still get that moody, it's still fairly dark. There's a touch of light on the lenses, but I don't think it's the worst thing. Here, I guess I could tilt it slightly more to the left, let's see. Okay, I think we got it. So now we got Nala over there. Hold on. Move myself this way. Okay. We're Gucci. Now I gotta start stacking things though. So let's figure out. I agree with the... I think... Okay, so Fed made a comment that I agree with, so I think we will maintain the lenses there. Although the problem is I also have a chessboard I need to place somewhere. And a chessboard could look nice as well. The problem though with the chessboard, now that I'm speaking out loud, it's if I only have the chessboard there, my cats will be able to easily climb onto the bookshelf, which I need to avoid. So I guess the second value or the function of the lenses there is that it blocks my cat from going onto the bookshelf. BD's in the chat. Hello, people, says BD. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. We're doing a bit of house cleaning, if you will. So I got a couple new lights that came in. One of them is amazing. The second one is a bit of a letdown. So I got this guy in the mail today, and it took me like over an hour, maybe 2 hours to put it together, and it was a labor of hate more than love. And it looks decent. However, the light is super dim. I think it's way... The way they made it look in the picture is not what it looks like in reality. So you can kind of see it on the ground there. I just put it on the ground for now. That thing is lit right now, and you can barely tell. it's just a little bit of a letdown. But this guy, Mr. Steampunk, looks so amazing. So now I'm trying to work the bookshelf around Mr. Steampunk and then having my cat off to the side. So we're going with a little bit of that steampunk aesthetic. I just got to figure out with all my lenses, what should I place where. So let's see. And I kind of like, you know, no knock on Nikon, but I kind of want to hide the brand to go with that more minimalist approach. So ideally, because like if you look at the camera behind Steampunk right now, on the left there, you know, you see the light with the curves of the lens, the shutter cap or whatever. That looks cool. The moment you see a logo pop up, I think it takes away. So I want to see if I can get rid of it, or we'll place it somewhere. Fed says, if chessboard, you have to make fences of candle around the cat beds to keep them at bay, and will also lend to cat worship opportunities like altar. Yo, man, with my chessboard, I had so many instances. I think I'm still missing a few pieces because my cats would take it and like play with it and knock it over and stuff. So it's more for prop than anything. But yeah, it's just way too low. So yeah, like you said, I need fences around it. But interesting. Let's see. Yeah, these lenses look really nice. Like the reflection so far is sleek. But I need to put it closer to the edge so my cats don't even consider it. Also, I need to tape we need to tape Mr. Steampunk. All right, we'll try this LLPT tape first. I'll lock him into position. Bed says, I will head out soon now, so getting things ready. Yo, I'm very excited. Please do share the shots that you end up getting with the ZR. Sounds like it's going to be a very moody project. Rain, cool lighting. And thanks for your help with trying to reset the studio here. Beatty, hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully, I think last time we spoke you were working around the clock on, I think, did you say like 16-hour work weeks or sorry, work days? Either way, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully nothing too stressful. Just kidding. I think I need 3 pieces of tape should do. Shit. BD says, I'm exhausted, but it's fine. I work better when sleep deprived. Gotcha. Oh my god. Why am I messing this up so bad? Fed says, gonna just shoot with one lens. It's the 25mm Viltrox 1.7. Yo, that sounds fantastic. Damn. I can't believe I don't own a single... I don't have a single cinema lens. Handheld? Hells yeah. Handhelds, yeah. Alright, here we go.
I don't wanna go up solo loco. Don't you wanna come with me like Yoko? We can go lose ourselves in Tokyo. No one's gonna know we'll move like locals.
Okay, I think that looks okay. BD says... Wait, sorry, Feds is a cheap but good autofocus lens. Still lens, gotcha. BD says, I brought in a new camera PA today, which is something I rarely do. What is a camera PA? Production assistant? I brought in a new camera production assistant today. I'm just taking a guess. That's my gander. Fed says it looks less sterile at 1.7 to maybe 2.8. It's handy because it weighs, wow, 170 grams or less. King says the Z50 1.8 is like a mini Zeus Otis. Yeah, King, I got the so this is the... I got the 51.2. And then we got the 85 1.2. I think right now the 85 1.2 is probably my favorite lens that I've been shooting with. It's just been so fun. Like, I think it's just the right amount of separation between the subject and the background. It's not too punched in, so it works for a lot of my like kind of day in the life type shoots. So yeah, I think 85, it's been growing on me quite a bit since I got it, and I really want that 35 1.2. I just need to go buy it. I think I can get a discount though, so I need to talk to some people. But I need to add the 35 1.2. BD says yes. Oh man, I'm getting the acronyms. Hells yeah. He said that 50 looks tempting. I do really like this 51.2. It's heavy though. That's one thing. She's great and learning really fast. Yo, BD, hire me. I'll be a production assistant. Whatever a production assistant does, it's in my DNA. I'm positive of it. You're flexing the 1.2s? Yeah, dude, I love these 1.2s. There's several of these Viltrock lenses, Air Series, all super light. Us little guys are happy with the 1.8 S line. You know, King, I would believe you. You would be more believable if you didn't tell everyone that you had purchased, did you say you purchased like 5 ZR, Nikon ZRs? You are truly a Z army. You are a one-man Z army. BD says, if only you were in the great empire of Los Angeles. Yo, come out to Dubai. You can try to create some I was gonna say, is there a word for it? You got Bollywood in India. Apparently, when I was in Nigeria, because they had some like legendary filmmaker or someone there, and I guess the term is Nollywood for Nigeria, Hollywood. So I guess Dollywood. Yeah, come out to Dubai, join the Dollywood. Okay, these are looking fire, fire, fire. I just gotta figure out the placement of it. And I need to. I'm trying to make it so. Ideally, the more minimalist, the better. So I'm trying to hide any like letters or branding. So I'm just seeing here. What's the right angle? Yeah, and I guess I should stack these. Not I don't think I should put the lenses in a row because I want to show a bit of depth. I want it to look almost like these are like skyscrapers, and Mr. Steampunk is like a King Kong sized steampunk dude. So, anyways, we're playing with it. There's a Dollywood in Tennessee though. Oh, is that like Dolly Parton? Dolly Parton? Am I thinking of the right name? Dolly Parkman? Dolly. Doesn't matter. Well, I guess putting the small lenses, it kind of blocks. It gets blocked by the big lens, right? So I might need to put the big lenses off to the side so it doesn't get blocked by the shadow. Parton. Is that what I said? Did I say Dolly Parton? Dolly... I don't even remember what I said now. Dolly Parton? Anyways. Theme park. Dollywood. That's cool. Ooh, that doesn't look half bad. I don't know what it is, but there's like a nice blur to the yeah, this looks not half bad. Let me twist this a bit. All right, I think we're on to something. There's a nice, like, it's like blurred out a bit. Jesse the Body Ventura. Isn't he the dude? Is he Jesse Ventura? Is he the guy that runs for president a bunch? Fed's asking... King says, forget Tennessee, Norwegians and Danes are in the North Dakota. Huh. Fed says, you said it correctly first time around, Parton. I don't know why. That word Parton just seems alien to me. Dolly Parton. Parton. Have you tried the 58 Nocturnal? Noct? I have not. I have not tried a single third-party lens. I think maybe I've shot with some Sigma lenses in the past, but I don't think I've ever played with any of these like custom lenses outside of like a Nikon or a Sony lens in the past. Dakota and Minnesota. Yes, I know about that. You belong with your people to make sure they don't lose the culture. BD says, the guy who was my white glove cargo account manager. What the hell are you saying there? White glove cargo account manager? White glove cargo account? What the hell is that? You're just making up words. White glove. What is a white glove cargo account manager. A white glove cargo account manager is a dedicated logistics professional responsible for overseeing the shipment of high value, sensitive, or oversized goods that require specialized care, attention to detail, and comprehensive service beyond standard delivery. Okay. Well, damn. I didn't know people had that service. That's cool. Just moved to Dubai to work in their office there. Nice, nice. Maybe I'll run into this person. Maybe I'll need some white glove service. Fed says, I think they might be actually upholding some of the really old traditions more than us here in Norway. 58 Noct. Oh, wait, 58 Noct is a Nikon lens. Wait, hold on. Maybe I know what you're talking about. I'm not familiar with that term, Noct. 58 Noct. Oh yeah, this is the one we were looking at before. Maybe you're the one who brought it up to me. Yeah, because I don't know what I didn't know what the NOCT stands for. It sounds like similar to the whole the Plena lens. Like I didn't know what Plena was until Nikon released that Plena lens. So I'm getting the sense that these are like collaborations with like these really high-end brands. So that's all I can go off of. I have no idea. So I'm assuming Noct is like some brand that tied up with Nikon for this particular lens, but I could just be making all of that up. So the fastest Nikon lens ever, introducing the most much anticipated one-of-a-kind manual focus 58mm with the largest aperture of 0.95. Yo, I need to, you know what? I'm going to reach out to the Nikon team and see if I can do a fun project where I need the excuse where I need to shoot with this lens. And I think they'll say yes, assuming they have it. They usually are pretty loose, or not loose, but they're pretty open to, like, if I need to use a lens for a particular project, they'll let me borrow it. What's the price tag on this? 31,000 dirhams. What does that mean? That's like 8,000. Is that like $8,000? 7,000? $7,000 to $8,000. Wow. The Noct is a beast. Noct is darkness. It's from Latin nox, meaning night. While their company is simply the best at getting whatever one needs to any location in the world whenever it needs to be there. Oh my god, I could have used that when I was in Vietnam. And my Z9 broke down. The motherboard fried. So Nikon shipped me a new one of their Z9s for me to use for the rest of the trip because I was there for a month. If I had a white glove service, oh my god, 100% success rate. Have you tried Leica Nocti Lux in the 50 or 75mm? I have not. Man, you guys know all the cool lenses. It's just a name since it's so bright to shoot in darkness. Yeah. Yo, what if I had? Could I have that? No, 58 is a bit too zoomed in. I was going to say, imagine if I had that for my Livestream lens. Never tried them. My 7 Artisan set are T1.05, which is 0.95. The still versions are 0.95. So when do you guys ever shoot at 0.95 aperture? Like, what are the use cases for that? What are the main use cases for shooting at 0.95 aperture? Because I imagine the depth of field is so insane that, like, what are you shooting? Is it like for eyes? Or I guess low light. Okay, so shooting at 0.95 is primarily used for extreme low light conditions, achieving an exceptionally shallow depth of field, massive background bokeh blur, night street. Okay, so for some night street photography, indoor events, creates a razor thin plane of focus, rendering the foreground and background into a very smooth blurred butter bokeh. So for portraits, blurring the background completely to make the subject's eye stand out. Yeah, I just imagine you have to be super careful with that focus peaking. We utilize their services for transport of gear all across the world, as well as them handling our carnets for any given project, and it's great. Okay. Filming at 0.95 takes a lot of practice. I'm used to manual focus. If you've only done autofocus, it may take longer. Just be patient. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I guess... But also, how big of a difference is 0.95 versus 1.2? Is that, like, considered a stop, or is that, like... What is the difference between 1.2 and 0.95 aperture in exposure? Aperture of 0.95 lets in approximately 1/2 stop more light. So half a stop more light than 1.2. This means it's faster and can achieve the same exposure with a faster shutter speed. Okay, so half a stop. There's so much to this world that I need to explore. They are the world leader in this for any sort of production or events. Rocket Cargo. Okay. Beatty, you know everyone. Actually, yeah, so listen, once I start doing these wildlife IRL streams next year, there's a chance that something will break down, right? Let's say the A10 Mini or the Rodecaster, whichever one, the switcher breaks down, maybe the Starlink breaks down. It sounds like I need to reach out to this Rocket Cargo and be like, yo, could you get me a new one in 2 days? Or in 1 day? Okay. So we're getting the steampunk vibes. There's a bit of space behind Mr. Steampunk to the right. Let me see. Perfect. Because I didn't want the Nikon name, but we're getting the curvature from that lens cap. Okay, what else should we change here? Let's see. Cool. All right, we're creating the nice little shadows here. So each lens gets a bit of that light cast off of it. All right. Yeah, we're building our steampunk vibes. Hells yeah, dude. I don't know why, but it's so much fun. I haven't really done too much manual focus on the 51.2, but from manual 1.4 lens I have. And the 0.95 focusing is like exponential more work to get focus. Yeah, I can imagine. Jesus, that I've never. Yeah, I don't even know. Shooting at 0.95. Fed says Yobel needs to lend the planar 0.7 lens to try out. Fed is heading out. Okay, good luck on your film project. Enjoy. More than good luck, I guess. Just have fun. Sounds like you're gonna get some really cool shots. Please do share afterwards, whatever you end up with. And thanks again for being here. Thanks for the advice. King says Mr. Steampunk would be the perfect model to practice focus on the Noct, actually. Yo, Steampunk would be great for our resident Obi-Wan Shinobi in our community who does all the figurine. I forget what he calls it, action figure photography or something. That's always fun, says Beatty. Good luck to Fed. May Odin's 7 stars illuminate your project. 7 stars, okay. Beatty says there was a couple instances where I was in London and Fujinon put some folks on planes with glass in tow to save our production. LOL. Damn. That's so crazy. It's cool. You know what? That's kind of nice. I wouldn't mind. I would love to have a business like that where it's like a high-end specialty thing that people know me for. That they're like, this guy delivers. He's just like, he's the man when you need someone to hide a body equivalent, right? I would love to have that kind of reputation. But yeah, I am hoping to build that out with my tours that I run. So like I said, I'm hopefully doing another tour for a private couple next year, for 2 weeks traveling through Uganda. And so hopefully I'll build up a reputation that, like, hey, if you want to have the best experience traveling somewhere, have someone who captures all your photos and videos behind the scenes of you, in whatever capacity, and also curates the best experience, you should look at Yobel Prize. That's what I'm trying to build up as a reputation. Okay. Anyways, though, this does look really nice. There is a bit of a gap on the very end there, and I'm not sure if I'm okay leaving it, but part of me kind of feels a little bit like I need to block it. So let me try to space it out a bit so it reaches to the bar. The problem is now it's turning more into like a row again, as opposed to the bit more depth I had before. Let me see, do I have more lenses? Is this all I got? Because I got so many in use right now. I got another lens here. A 51.8 from the F mount. It's a bit dusty. King's asking, how's your gym consistency going? It's not bad. It's not bad. I've been going about 3 to 4 times a week. I was supposed to go today, but then I forgot I had a meeting in the morning, so I couldn't. But yeah, and not only the gym, but now I've been trying to eat super healthy. So just now, prior to the stream, I made this big ass pot within my Instant Pot. This is probably the healthiest thing I've ever made, and it actually tastes pretty good. It's literally 500 grams of ground beef, 500 grams of cubed chicken breasts. Then it was kimchi, like the pickled radish kimchi, some diced bell peppers, and cut up mushrooms. And then instead of rice, I love rice, but I figured let me try getting rid of carbs in my diet. So instead of eating rice, I've got 3 bags of frozen cauliflower rice, and then I just cooked it all inside the Instant Pot, just sauteed it, and it tastes pretty good. And the smell is it's just delectable. I can still smell it right now. It's fantastic. So let's see if it ends up burning through all the fat at the same time as we continue going to the gym. BD says Sound Devices did the same once, but they flew from Wisconsin all the way to Rome. Wisconsin to Rome, damn. Long trip for the gentleman tasked with that. Do you guys give tip to the... yeah, do you tip the guy who does that? King says that's a solid meal. Are you taking protein powder? Yeah, I usually... I'll take protein... I'll mix protein with like whatever like that caffeinated thing, like the energy boost powder, plus I'll do 1 scoop of protein, 1 scoop of that thing, whatever it is, the energizer thing, plus 5 grams of creatine. And then at the end of my workout at the gym, they have a cafe where they make like protein shakes. So they have this delicious protein supreme shake that I'll have. And then, yeah, I have now I'm going to try out this cauliflower fried rice, or I guess, what would you call it? Chicken and beef fried cauliflower rice. So, okay, I think we're almost there. Alright, so still the same issue. I think I need to shift. I think this doesn't look half bad. I just gotta shift everything to the right. I'm not sure why, but I'm getting bothered by that gap between the farthest right lens and the black bar. BD says their employer pays them well and we take them to nice dinners. Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing job. Jesus, how do you become one of those? Do you have to be like a UPS driver for like years, and then eventually you get put to like a secret society because of like, basically you have to be that one person. There's someone who is doing fake deliveries or like requesting fake deliveries, but intentionally doing something tricky about it each time, and they're waiting for the golden UPS driver who hits all the marks, like the chosen one, and then they get marked to then go. Anyway, I'm making up some random scene in my head right now. Okay, this is probably as good as I'll get it for now. It's usually an engineer from the company. Okay, I prefer my made-up scenario. It's like you can make a movie about this. It'd be like some kind of action movie equivalent. It's like the secret society of the White Gloves. The WG? Doesn't work as well. The White Glove Society. And it's like, you know, some of the best delivery men in the world, or and like they could have some like crazy skills, right? It's like being the best driver because you gotta, you know, you're racing to deliver your product at the right time. So they just happen to have some of the coolest skill sets. Anyways, I totally see a movie now. It'd be the dumbest movie in the world, but it'd be called the White Glove Society. And then, yeah, it's like people who thrive under pressure and in chaos. So then someone gets recruited from India, and it'll be one of those like it'll be one of the Indian taxi drivers, because actually you can pick anyone from there, right? And because every day is like chaos, and they're surviving near death experiences every single time they're on the road. But then they're also, anyways, I totally see it. Sounds like something Mark Wahlberg would make. Yeah, it's the dumbest thing. The White Glove Society. But then it's like, yeah, it's like a secret society. It would be like Wanted, right? So there's just some people who have it. They just got that, the X factor, the white gloves, right? And so then there's that person who goes around the world looking for that person. They set up the scenario each time to put someone under immense pressure, and only 1 out of 1,000 survives that pressure situation, and then they go up to that person, take him to an arena where they have to compete against the other 1 out of 1,000 that survived other situations. You get what I'm saying. God, that's such a dumb movie. But one of these days, when you guys hear a movie called The White Glove Society come out, just know that you heard it here first, and then someone stole it and made it better. So okay, guys, I think I am satisfied with Mr. Steampunk. This looks really cool. I'm actually very, very pleased. So next step, I need to figure out what to do with Kimpop's setup. And I need to clean up a bit because I have a bunch of books on the floor. And so I need to figure out where to place everything without ruining the aesthetic here. Let's see what it looks like on the full screen. Yeah. We've made some drastic improvements. This looks fantastic. I'm happy with this. I'm very thrilled. It's probably still a bit too dark, so I'm thinking. I'm not sure. It is a bit dark on this side, so that's my one thing right now. Is trying to figure out, can I add an extra light here? But otherwise, the dark here is pretty good. So just enough. And then yeah, because of Mr. Steampunk, we're getting nice reflection on each of the lenses to get some leading lines, if you will, across everything. So I am pleased. And I just got to shift the yield bell prize slightly to the left. Hells yeah. Can I get a hells yeah? BD says, I got invited to a screening for my friend's new film tonight, which is exciting. Oh, nice. It's getting lots of praise so far, so I'm really happy for them. They are fantastic. Oh, BD, can I actually can I share my thoughts about the movie? What did I just watch? One Battle After Another. So I just watched that movie, and the thoughts I had, my takeaways. Did I write it down somewhere? I did write it down. My takeaways was that there was so much amazing tech. Like, I felt like the technical skills of how they shot everything. Uh-oh. Here, let me just switch over here. I think my camera, I gotta put the cable back in. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So the one thing I was thinking about is, like, every shot felt like it was technically sound. Like, they were doing all these clean shots and like doing all the whatever techniques. The shots looked fantastic. But then for whatever reason, when I walked away from the movie afterwards, like, my thought was like, I didn't feel like there was a singular, like, I didn't feel like there was a singular style. Like, it was hard for me to pinpoint, is there a way you would categorize the style of that film in the way that they shot it? You know, like how sometimes you watch a movie, you can you walk away going like, yo, the way they shot all of it, it seemed cohesive. It was like a singular style of shooting, and whatnot. Whereas and again, I'm speaking a bit really roughly here because I don't know any of the terminology. This is like, it was just like a thought that I had, which I couldn't really grasp, but it was like this feeling of like everything was technically sound, but it didn't feel like they had like a singular intention with the style. So it's like you can name almost everything. Like, they had a moment where they did every type of technique, it felt, but it never felt like it was done in a thematic way. But yeah, anyway, I don't know how to say it. It was just like a weird feeling that I had of like walking away thinking this was amazing. I loved how cinematic everything felt, but it wasn't like, well, Kavai says I had like 10 buffet. Thank you for saying that, because that's kind of what I'm thinking about. It's like going to a buffet instead of like having a main, like a 3-course meal where each one leads into the next. But instead you went to a buffet where every item at the restaurant is amazing, but it's like a random assortment of amazingness, as opposed to like, hey, we have a 10-course meal and each course is leading off of the previous one. So yeah, thank you Kavai for saying that. I had like 10 buffet plates. I'm rolling out the sushi restaurant. So yes, you helped me with the analogy there. BD says, I personally thought the cinematography was greatly detached from the narrative. Okay, yeah, I guess maybe that's what I think that's maybe what I'm trying to get at. It was like a feeling that the cinematography was very robotic almost, in that everything was fantastic. All the shots looked beautiful, like the lighting, the composition, like for like someone like me with very minimal experience or expertise, they all looked wonderful, but it just didn't feel like a story in the cinematography. It just looked like someone robotically placed this type of technique here, followed by the next shot we're going to use this technique, the next shot we're going to use the next technique, and so on. So yeah, hopefully what I'm saying can make a bit of sense. But yeah, thank you very much, Kavai. You gave me the out as I was flustered trying to figure out what exactly do I say to describe how that movie was. But yes, okay, it is now past 10 p.m. and I'm just happy getting the steampunks thing set up. I got so much more to do outside after I end the stream. BD says Paul Thomas Anderson has a very distinct idea of what visuals should be, and I don't agree. Okay. All his films are like that. I don't know what else he's done, but it was just more of like there was never a memorable shot. Like there wasn't, the only memorable shot I would say of everything is one of the final scenes with the road, when there's like the chase on the road and you're seeing the constant up and down of the hills. It was just like an interesting, it was more memorable because I've never seen a shot like that. I liked the rolling hills and adding to the I guess the thrill of it. Kavai's asking, do you recommend the movie regardless? Yeah, I thought it was a fun video, or sorry, not video, fun film. It was it's like my style of film in the sense that there's a lot of adventure built in. It's called One Battle After Another, so it's like, just randomness happening all at once, a bunch of like side stories combining at times. I mean, I'm a fan of Leonardo, and I don't know the guy's name, the Spanish guy, but there's a bit of humor here and there. But as far as like a storyline, I don't know, it's a bit disjointed as well, in the sense of like, yeah, I don't know, it felt a little bit almost on the absurd side of things. It felt a little bit like satire for sure. But generally speaking, I thought it was enjoyable. There Will Be Blood, I did like that one. I also have a lot of issues with that film, but I won't discuss them here. Listen, yeah, you might get in trouble. I don't know if you would, but There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights. I've never seen Boogie Nights. Yeah, so I would say One Battle After Another had some redeeming qualities. It was fun to watch, but it was also not like necessarily a movie you walk away from being like, yeah, there just weren't a lot of memorable moments for me in terms of like inspirational moments of like taking notes on what I should consider in my own, endeavor into storytelling or movie. A show that's really good for that though is Pluribus. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking about, my other takeaway because I was watching One Battle After Another and I was trying to take notes on things. And then I watched the latest episode of Pluribus, and my takeaway was, I think if I were to make a story, if I could have a story turned into a film or a TV show, I would prefer TV show, because I think one thing that TV shows can do that movies cannot is that each episode can have its own theme in terms of like the stylistic choices, the narration, the whatever, like you can have random people direct each episode. And I think there's something cool about that, of having these kind of, you can try different styles without necessarily breaking from a cohesive storyline. And also by having like individual episodes, you can be way more focused on particular storytelling. Whereas like with a movie, sometimes if you're given a 1.5 to 2 hours or whatever, you kind of just have to let it flow. I don't know. There's something about it where I was like, I think a TV show would be a lot more fun to work on as opposed to a movie, because you can let more things breathe, I guess, in its place. So Why is it that the film gets 94% on Rotten Tomatoes but 7.9 on IMDb? You know what? I'm usually a fan of Rotten Tomatoes for movies and then IMDb for TV shows. So if a show gets an 8 out of 10 or higher on IMDb, I usually trust it. And then if a movie, a Rotten Tomatoes, if a movie gets something like a 90% or even like a 70% or higher from an audience perspective, I usually would assume it's probably a movie I'll enjoy. BD says episodic is all that anybody will get in a couple years. What do you mean? Oh, because of that recent is that because of the Warner Brothers thing? I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I have no idea. But yeah, I would love to make a TV show for sure. For real, on God. It'll be called the White Glove Society. You guys heard it here first, okay? We're gonna turn that into a fantastic adventure. It's gonna be such a good show or movie because no one's gonna expect it, right? Because it's like, how absurd. We're watching a movie or a show about a secret society of people who deliver things really quickly. It's a courier service. You're telling me it's a show about the world's best couriers? And I'll be like, yes, exactly. Enjoy. And it's gonna win is it the Oscars? I don't know whatever people win. But it's gonna win all the Emmys, Oscars. No, not particularly. Just it's what streaming wants. They want to keep you subscribed month to month. Gotcha. Well, I mean, generally speaking, I just prefer TV shows. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Yeah, never mind. I take it back. But obviously, I do like when a show is really good, when a story is really good, I always prefer it to be a TV show because obviously you get a lot more time to really let it soak in, if you will. And then the movie's done. One and done. Anyways, listen, I appreciate the talk. I always appreciate the learnings when it comes to this as well. We should do more film talk because obviously I want to keep improving my verbiage, my lexicon, and then also just understanding more about the different styles that exist, what works, what doesn't. So I appreciate that. It is now 10:10. I do need to dip out now, go to sleep a bit early, prepare for tomorrow. I have a lot of work I didn't get done because I was spending so much time doing this. But thank you guys. I think this setup looks super cool now. Even this guy. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Episodic is typically studio driven and disjointed from intent. Okay. I see. Well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to speak right into the microphone. Today's Tuesday. Yes. So I'll be back tomorrow. We should do cinema. I would love to. I don't know what that means. Oh, we should do cinema film talk stream. Yes, we're totally going to do that. It's so much fun. I love watching everything possible. As they pack so many people in there. Gotcha. Thanks for the live, says King. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. And like I said, there's a chance that in a few days from now, your boy's going to get some ink work done on this hand. Oh man. So I'm very, very excited. Was unexpected, but